So chapter 12, part J, question number 50. Which of the following statement concerning an open listing is false? Very important. Open listing. Under an open listing, a commission will only be paid to the agent who is the effective cause of the sale. So open means open to all. If I say sell my White House, it's not in writing. I tell all the agent, anybody who sells my home, I'll give them $5,000. Right? It's open to all, not in writing. But if the buyer comes to me straight, I don't have to pay anybody. So the seller can sell straight. Number one, open is open to all. Number two, if the buyer comes straight, the seller doesn't need to pay any commission. So number one was true. The Real Estate Act require all open listing to be in writing. That's false. The open listing are open, are not in writing. Only the MLS and exclusive listing are in writing. Third, under an open listing, the vendor is free to dispose of the property independently without any liability to pay commission to an agent. That's true. So seller can sell without paying any commission. Four, under an open listing, a vendor is free to use the service of any number of agents. So that's true. So it's only number 2 in writing one. And then question number 51. In which of the following circumstances will an agent not be personally liable? I think we did this one already. It's number 1. 51 is 1. 52. Which of the following statements concerning listing agreements are true? So we're talking about a listing agreement. Number 1. A listing agreement is a contract between the vendor and the agent, the term of which can be relied on by the buyer. Not by the buyer, by the seller. So listing contract is between the seller and the agent. So who can rely on that? The seller, not the buyer. You understand, right? Buyer's agreement then can be relied by buyer, not the listing. Number 2. For the agent to become entitled to commission, the offer to purchase presented by the agent must be substantially in accordance with the terms of the listing. Not necessarily. If somebody asks for a $500,000 property, may sell for $450,000. It depends. C. All owners listed on the title must sign the contract. Listing contract. Is that right? If there are 4 owners, so 4 of them need to sign. Yes. And that's the answer. Right? All the owner must sign. D. Where an offer complying exactly with the term of the listing agreement is presented, the vendor is obligated to accept it. No. If I am selling for $500,000, if $500,000 offer comes, it's still up to me to accept it or not. Not obligated. So only C. So answer is 4. And then we go to question number 53. A prospective purchaser signs an offer on a property for $250,000 and mentioned to the listing agent that she would be willing to pay as much as $270,000 for the property if necessary. The listing agent presents the offer to the vendor without mentioning that the purchaser may be willing to increase the offer. For example, I list your home. And then I got a buyer. And buyer is willing to pay for $270,000 even. I represent your interest too, right? And I don't mention it to you. So it means I am not representing you. My first interest is to represent your best interest, right? And the buyer is willing to pay more. The vendor accepts the offer for $250,000 since it is not a dual agency situation. This fact pattern is what? Number 1, an example of agent's ethical obligation. So it says it's not a dual agency. Dual agency means I am representing the listing, somebody else is representing the buyer. Right? So what should I do now being a listing agent? I need to get the best price to my seller, right? Right? If I don't mention him, so I'm liable. So number 1, example of agent's ethical obligation to deal fairly with purchaser at all times. Number two, a breach of agent's legal and ethical duty of full disclosure to our principal. So the agent did not disclose that the buyer is willing to pay more. It's a breach of ethical as well as a legal. So that's the answer. Third, acceptable conduct is not acceptable. An example of agent's duty to make a secret profit, no. So it's number two, breach of the agent's legal and ethical duty. And the last one, when a real estate agency relationship is created. Number one, interest of the agent take priority over those of the principal. Is that right? Not your interest, but the client's interest. Number two, purchaser of property is always owed the agent's primary duty to act solely for his benefit, not only for the one party, for all the parties. The agent is an employee and works under the direct control. No, agent is not an employee. Agent is an independent contractor, right? So it's none of the above. Okay, that's it.